President-elect Joko Widodo urged supporters of rival Prabowo Subianto to respect the decision of the Constitutional Court in a press conference from the Jakarta governor's residence on Thursday night. Joko's comments came an hour after the Constitutional Court rejected an election challenge filed by Prabowo, casting doubt on the results of the presidential race. The panel of judges dismissed the allegations in a marathon court session on Thursday as police fired tear gas on protesters gathered outside. Joko urged those who gathered outside the courthouse to respect the outcome of the election. The president-elect applauded the court, as well as elections officials, for their professionalism in the case. Joko says he is ready to move on with the transition to a new government.
Langkah selanjutnya, segera merencanakan, segera mempersiapkan untuk nanti ke pemerintahan yang baru. Itu artinya segera kita bertemu dengan pemerintah yang sekarang, dengan pemerintah Pak SBY untuk mengetahui persoalan-persoalan apa, kemudian nantinya juga kita bisa masuk ke kementerian-kementerian agar persiapan kita betul-betul nanti bisa segera matang.
President-elect Joko Widodo has warned that his government will struggle to fund new programs if outgoing President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's administration does not raise the price of subsidized fuel. Joko's promise to reform the country's tangled bureaucracy and fund needed infrastructure projects may be undone by SBY's seeming reluctance to raise the prices. Cheap fuel comes at a significant cost. Indonesian motorists enjoy some of the lowest gas prices in the world, despite importing the vast majority of its fuel. The country's energy subsidies consume a sizable portion of the state budget, amounting to a cost that exceeds what the country spends on infrastructure, education and healthcare. Economists have issued warnings for years that the continued reliance on fuel subsidies could cause economic growth to stagnate. Joko says the current administration must again raise the price of subsidized fuel to free up enough money to fund some of his proposed projects. The president-elect says he is hopeful SBY will push through the unpopular but necessary cuts before his term ends.
Akan mengurangi beban kita ke depan.
Kalau Bapak melihatnya masih mungkin nggak Pak?
Belum mungkin saja, kenapa tidak? Waktunya masih 2 bulan.
Alasannya kenapa Pak?
Alasannya gimana? Waktunya kan masih.
Kenapa bisa yakin?
Yet Yudhoyono, for his part, remains unmoved by the argument, stating instead that there are other ways to save money. The soaring subsidies that the new government will have to face is making President-elect Jokowi worried. He says the subsidy puts a heavy burden on the budget and the sum would have to rise even more next year. A draft state budget proposed by Yudhoyono for 2015 sees energy subsidies rising from the current level of 291 trillion rupiah to 365.53 trillion. A growing subsidized fuel shortage has emerged in Cirebon, West Java, due to government restrictions on availability and the late delivery of supplies. The shortage has started to be felt over the past 5 days, as the scarcity of subsidized fuel, including gasoline and diesel, starts to bite. Previously, only 5 filling stations had been affected, but now staff at filling stations say deliveries from state oil and gas company Pertamina are arriving late, and that they are receiving far less fuel than normal. Each station is now rationed 8,000 litres per delivery, half what they used to get. Most have seen sales fall, with some temporarily shutting down.
Kayaknya sih modelnya jadi digilir gitu Pak.
Dijatah
atau di apa pokoknya.
Biasanya kalau setiap kali permintaan dikirim. Sekarang?
Sekarang belum datang sampai saat
Belum
ini.
datang ya. Kosong semua ya Pak ya?
Kosong semua.
Nah, terus ini gimana ini Bapak? Nggak ada ya?
Nggak tahu ini paling kalau nggak ada di SPBU paling nyari yang ketengan aja lah.
Ketengan.
Nah, barangkali masih ada.
Harganya masih mahal.
Mungkin apa masih naik.
Security measures have been tightened dramatically at the 9th century Borobudur Buddhist temple in Magelang, Central Java, after the militant group, the Islamic State, formerly known as ISIS, named it as a possible target. Reinforcements have been called in, closed-circuit television cameras installed, and drones armed with cameras monitor the situation from above. People visiting the site are now subject to a bag check and will have to pass through metal detectors. The threat against Borobudur was made by alleged ISIS members on social media. ISIS, which advocates an extreme form of Islam, considers the temple a symbol of idolatry.
Mereka mengantisipasi kerawanan sekarang ini, kita melakukan pengamanan secara optimal dan maksimal di Candi Borobudur. Dengan tiap hari kita rata-rata mengeluarkan sekitar 1 kopi pasukan, yaitu 1 peleton terdiri dari gabungan dari Polres Magelang dan Pam-Ovid, kemudian dari bantuan Satpam, kemudian dari Polsek, dari rekan-rekan TNI.